What is going on, everyone? Pod errors are back. It's been a little bit of time. Todd here, joined, if you're watching the video portion, to my, I guess, if you're watching the video, it's to my left. We have DorkyRae, who is just doing a jaunty little dance in the chair. And then still...
I like dancing.
And then still stuck in fucking Cloud Simulator. We have Thrabalen of Thrabalen Gaming.
Always in Cloud Simulator.
Hello.
He's always going to be in Cloud Simulator.
Forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Conan Exiles has like a Cloud Simulator at this point, so.
Which I am playing a lot of.
It's like, one of these days. Go ahead.
Conan Exiles is a very fun survival game if you mod out all the survival aspects and make it an MMO instead.
Fair. But anyway, for you guys, just, you know, if this is your first episode, this is something we've never done, except for like the first couple episodes. If this is your first episode, guys, we thank you for checking us out. First off, we try our best to have a consistent schedule, but because of real life things that have been going on as of late, it has been kind of difficult to get all of us together to record. I.e., this motherfucker here who's talking is probably passed the fuck out in his chair.
That is a thing that happens on the regular.
Because Todd is the hardest working man I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very true.
I mean...
Very true facts.
I think you guys give me way too much credit, but...
No.
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 Mm-mm.
But yeah, I mean, you know, it's been interesting. I'm working the two jobs now. So it's been kind of difficult because we record at night, and typically they've had me coming in. The one job has me coming in like early as fuck in the morning, and it's just like, yeah, that ain't happening. So there's that. And I mean, it's only temporary, it's only seasonal, so, but Halloween stuff. Yay.
This is Halloween, Halloween. Sorry,
And
I'm
we've
excited.
just been muted on
Halloween.
both Twitch and YouTube.
Yes.
I love Halloween.
Halloween's amazing, it really is. But, you know, that... besides that little point, you know, a little bit about pod errors. We kind of go on a lot of tangents, a lot of rants and things. We talk gaming, comics, television, movies, a lot of pop culture stuff. I mean, the three of us at one time were all Twitch streamers.
Now one of us is.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm on your left.
Yeah, you're like, see, the thing is, on OBS I have it where my cams flip, so like villain is proper as opposed to backwards, what you guys are probably seeing.
I see yours as proper.
So do I.
Oh, okay.
So do I.
Okay, so it's just on mine that it's backwards.
See, and whereas for me, mine is backwards.
Yeah.
I see it normal.
Yeah.
Because you're a fucking
we've
Cloud
had this
Simulator.
discussion before.
Yeah.
We've had this discussion before where I flipped out about.
And then you flipped your cam and it was reversed for
and
us.
then I flipped my yes, and yeah, no, there was this whole thing,
which
was
is the
disaster.
main reason why I've decided to like just kind of flip it in OBS as opposed to everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we talk a lot of pop culture stuff. It's a lot of fun for us. We come from three different generations. Well, 3 different decades. We come from 3 different decades. Yeah. You know, we have the 70s represented, all the way on my left. We have the 90s represented on my immediate left. And we have the 80s represented by this motherfucker right here.
Well, that's birth decade. Let's be honest. Shift it forward 1 decade for the decade you identify with.
Fair.
No. I do not count myself as a 2000s. I'm a 90s kid.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I mean,
Okay, so here's the thing. I was born in 1990.
see, and that's
So a good portion of my formative years were in the 90s.
yeah. I was 19.
I'm like right on the cusp.
Yeah, I was 84. Technically, let's just say mid 80s. So, though
74, mid 70s.
yeah. So, but at the same time, like my father's influence like skewed me towards like the 70s. So it's weird. It's just like, oh, you don't want to watch this bullshit. Let's watch The French Connection. And I'm like, all right, just sounds good. You ever see Black Mama, White Mama? No, I haven't. Pam Grier's amazing in it.
So I've realized, the past week that, okay, so you guys know that I am a huge music fan. Unfortunately,
I was not aware of this.
No, never.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I've been doing the past 2 weeks. I've been going out instead of working in store. I've been going out on service calls for the pool play, or for my manager's husband who has his own pool business. So technically a second job. Anyway.
So for the pool hall, got it.
Yeah. Anyway, he listens exclusively to 60s and 70s music. I have known a good 80 to 90% of the songs that come on.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's your guys' influence, my dad's influence, or a combination of both.
Yes.
It's Shrek. It's Shrek. And other such productions.
No, but see, here's the thing. I've seen the Shrek movies probably once for each of them. Except for the first one. The first one I have seen multiple times, but
to be fair, most of the films, especially kids' films, which you enjoy quite a bit,
I do like kids' movies
that come out, use songs from the 60s and 70s because they're like so unoffensive and whatnot.
And easy to license.
That's fair.
Yes, very easy to license.
Okay, that's fair.
Except for All Star, because fuck it.
God, I hate that song.
Yep, you're
I
welcome.
love that song.
You are welcome, Balen. If I ever have an opportunity to license music and like everybody has their own little intro theme, I mean, we know that I'm going to be using Precipice by Rabbit Junk. That's people I know hear that song and they're just like, Todd streaming, really? And I'm just like, no, I'm not. They're like, oh shit, you're playing a playlist. But Balen, I mean, Ray, I would do something from some Broadway thing.
I was gonna say I don't know what my theme song would be.
It would be something from a Broadway show.
It would have. It'd
probably be a Broadway show that you're just like, why'd you choose that one? And I'm just like, because it'd be from Cats.
Oh God.
Yeah. So you would have a theme song.
So I wouldn't even know. I'd be like, what is this song?
Exactly. You're sitting there and you're like, this is kind of catchy. Like, what is this from?
Yeah,
Cats. Yeah. And you're like,
okay.
Why am I picturing furries licking themselves?
T is going firmly over there.
Yep.
Staying over there.
Yep. And I would be using All-Star I'd be using All-Star Shit Fluted Edition for Ballin'. So it's not even like the actual song. It is a shitty recorder version of All-Star.
Which, for the record, my actual theme song is White and Nerdy by Weird Al. Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, and And by the way, Balen, let's save that furry talk for like a project we kind of discussed earlier.
You don't want to start talking about people dressing up as cats.
I was talking about a Broadway thing. I wasn't talking about I wasn't talking about fetishes. Speaking of, I was going to go to a live read right off that. Speaking of fetishes, if you have a fetish for amazing loot, Loot Crate is an amazing service to use.
What kind of segue is this?
You got to know how to play the game. That's what it comes
It's not
down
a segue, it's more of a hoverboard.
And not like a real like Back to the Future hoverboard, but like the shitty ones that they call hoverboards, which are actually horizontal skateboards with front-facing wheels. It's like, really? But they have a motor and it's like a hoverboard. No, it's not a hoverboard. Go fuck yourself. But yeah, I mean, I guess let's just get the sponsors out of the way. Obviously, if you guys appreciate what we do here at the Precipice Podcast Network and on Pod Errors, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Precipice Podcast. We have a bunch of amazing tiers. Some of them include actual physical loot, which is really cool because now that the consolidated loot store is a thing, that loot could include the brand new Thrabalen Gaming Gazillioned t-shirt, which was fucking brilliant, by the way. I mean,
oh yeah.
Honestly, it's my second favorite design in the shop.
I'm just very fond of the message.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, like, the significance of the shirt is like top notch.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I say it's my second favorite design because I would probably buy that the teapot, the tea time shirt first.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Before I got gazillioned.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's another one. Like, that was a really cool one. And if you do support at the tier where you do get a shirt, for example, hey, look at that. That may be one of the ones you get. You may get DorkyRae's Dragon Horde. You may get Pod Errors. You may get standard Precipice Podcast Network t-shirt or whatnot. So
whatever you get will be high quality and a fantastic artistic design.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I worked on it, so it's not really high quality, like, design-wise.
Nah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's amazing.
It's good.
I try.
The only reason I don't have a DorkyRae Dragon Horde hoodie right now is because I just got laid off.
Yeah, fair.
So...
Or a DorkyRae Dragon Horde Creations phone case.
That too. Well, okay, but I really like the one that matches my hair.
I understand that.
It matches my hair.
I can.
If you use glitter shampoo.
Dude, I need glitter shampoo. No, I don't.
No, glitter
Yeah.
shampoo.
No.
As a crafter, I thought you'd be like staying away from glitter as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go, wait a
Glitter is
second. Glitter
crafter
shampoo
hookies.
sounds amazing. No, it
No.
doesn't.
That's a mistake. That's a mistake.
You had that moment of like, oh my god, this is no.
No. Mm-mm.
No, because then I gotta wash my
No.
hair with baby oil to get it out, and
Yeah.
because no matter how much water you run over that motherfucker, it is not getting rid of that glitter.
No. I'll stay away from the herpes of the craft world.
Yes.
Fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's that. If you just want to purchase any of the shirts, you can go to tpublic.com/user/theprecipice. We have an amazing shop there. That's where those shirt designs are coming from for the Patreon. So if you want to just buy a shirt instead of whatnot, you can do that as well. So there's
And
that.
if you get to decide, buy one of each.
Yeah. Yeah.
On top of that, we do have Loot Crate. Loot Crate is an amazing service. It is like a comic book convention in a box. Because I don't want to be sued by the San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, what a callback.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that was what, like 5 episodes ago, 5 maybe 10 episodes ago,
something like that.
I don't know.
A few.
Yeah, it's been it's I don't want to say it's a deep dive, but it is a callback.
Yeah.
But they essentially you choose the box you want. They have a lot to choose from. You know, they have a Harry Potter box, a Marvel box. You know, those are bi-monthly. They have a silly wrestling box if that's what you're into. You know, because I mean, no nerds really into that. I mean, it's not like a nerd does a podcast about wrestling stuff that's also on the network and maybe the one we're doing these live reads, but whatever. But yeah, so basically you either get a box a month or a box every 2 months or whatever the term is on that. It is a collection of different things fitting a theme. You know what the fandoms are for it. They also have lootware and all the other stuff, so that's kind of cool. Then we also have on our sponsor list, Valiant Vapes. Now, Valiant Vapes, I've referred to them as Savage Enterprises in the past. That is the parent company of the website. They're amazing. They really are. I use them myself. I will just kind of hold this up for the people watching. This was like $25, and these are 100 ml bottles. This one was like $4. It's amazing. Click the link in the description on any of our sponsors. Check them out. But yeah, if you're into vaping, there's Valiant Vapes. There's also Breezy, who also has a large selection of hardware and juices that you can get from. But maybe vaping's not your thing. Maybe you like collectibles. Maybe you like high-end statues and prints, sideshow collectibles. Check them out. They have some really amazing shit. They really do. And they, what is it? While we didn't record, they actually ran a very limited run Iron Man statue, which was fucking amazing and sold out in 20 minutes. So, was... I forget what the name of the armor was, but had like a blue glow to it. Balen probably knows what it is. But yeah. Then we have Gary Poppins Gourmet Small Batch Popcorn. I don't like popcorn. I'm the first person to say I do not like popcorn, but Gary Poppins is fucking phenomenal. And if all popcorn was like that, I would definitely be more of a fan of popcorn in general. They have some amazing flavors. Fall's in the air. It's that fall time, which means pumpkin spice time. And you can get, indeed, a pumpkin spice popcorn from them. You can also go and start looking at some of their holiday blends, which include like white chocolate and dark chocolate and all the other stuff, little pretzel things, peppermint in there. You know, they got savory, they got sweet, they have bundles, they have tins, you name it, they got it. Link in the description or in the show notes. And then we have, last but not least, the Violet Vixen. So if you're into goth, steampunk, or anything of the sort, or just really like Halloween-y type stuff all year round, the Violet Vixen is amazing to purchase from. Amazing prices. I know last episode Ray was talking about how they were completely amazed by their core sets, because not only do they sell core sets, the core sets are steel boned, but not just steel boned. They're spiral steel boned. And those are usually like the low end. What, $180, $200?
Oh yeah.
Take?
Oh yeah. They're usually pretty expensive.
Yeah. And you can get them from them starting at like what, $80?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And it's like, fucking what? So I mean, they're a great place Definitely check them out. Amazing clothing, household goods. They got men's, they got women's mostly, but they do have some men's stuff as well. So guys aren't excluded from this.
Their shoes also look.
Yeah, their shoes are top notch. And as a guy who, you know, has trouble finding certain styles of shoes in proper sizes, they do have larger sizes as well. So, for example, let's just say I want to go with a nice heel or something like that. It's a pain in the ass for me to find anything. The Violet Vixens got me covered. They carry size 13 up to size 16 in women's, which is like, and they're nice shoes too. It's kind of unheard of because otherwise you're combing the internet finding like just really plain and basic looking shit. But Violet Vixens got you. They got amazing looking stuff. They have great sizes, great prices, men's, women's, all of that. Definitely check them out. If you want to check out any of our sponsors, go into the show notes, check that out. Click those links. There may be promo codes underneath. The Valiant Vapes one, I do need to preface with, there is a minimum purchase for that promo code. So, I just recently found this out. But if you're listening to the podcast, I'm not putting this in the show notes, by the way. If you're listening to the podcast and you're getting from Valiant Vapes, try promo code GET15. See what happens. Because that might save you some money. You didn't hear that from me, though. It's not in the show notes. So if you're using it, you listen to the episode. And that's a special bonus to you guys. We appreciate you. We really do. Just make sure you click the link in the show notes. But anyway, now that all the business is out of the way.
I can't find pumpkin spice on Gary Poppins.
Did they sell out? I'm gonna search for it now and we're gonna find it. But while we look for it, today, as we record this, we're recording this a little early. We're recording this on Monday instead of Tuesday because of scheduling and such. But today is 10 years since Saints Row 2 came out.
Hold on, let me make it big. It could be that it's because I didn't make my thing big. Nope, I still don't see it. If I
found it right away. I actually found several of them. So they have the pumpkin spice kettle popcorn. That's a 10. Well, they have a caramel pumpkin spice.
Actually,
yeah,
kettle probably.
Yeah, well, those are the two ones, and then it's just different sizes on them. So, but yeah, I mean, like, that's not bad. Yeah, so those exist. It's a thing.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's been 10 years since Saints Row 2. Look how Balen's gotten all silent.
No, I'm just waiting for you to finish what you're saying. But yes, Saints Row 2, great game unless you got it on PC, in which case, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was loaded with bugs, but at least the worst one couldn't hit you, so there's that.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, the infamous freezer. You had a digital copy of the game, it didn't hit you either, so. Also, cautionary tale about buying used copies of games. So, there is that as well. For anybody interested in knowing what the freezer is, the TLDR on it is, there's a mini game you can play, it's like a zombie uprising thing, I think that's the name of it.
Yeah.
You play it in your
hideout. Zombie Outbreak, maybe. I'm not sure.
It's either Outbreak or Uprising, one of the two. 2. 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 you go up to the TV, you can play it there. If you have a physical copy of the game and you glitch out of Zombie Uprising, like glitch out of bounds in the thing, there is a high probability of you experiencing a blue shadowy figure that will corrupt your game. Not
your save game.
Not your save game. The disc.
The Xbox disc, yes. It's not, yeah.
Yeah. There have been occurrences of it on the PS3. It's not as prevalent as it was on the Xbox 360. But yeah, it was a thing. So, Ray, you've played... Well, actually, you know what? Ray has probably one of the greatest moments in Saints Row. The time that Ray was playing on stream, and a pedestrian stole their vehicle.
Not just a pedestrian.
Yeah.
A lady of the night.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all have great memories of Saints Row 2.
Yeah.
We also have some moments in Saints Row 2 where we're kind of like, oh, poor Carlos.
Hey, this Pierce guy looks like he's going to be pretty cool. I think he's a big player in the games to come.
Fuck Pierce.
I can't wait to see what Johnny does in Saints Row 3.
I really like Shondi. Shondi's such a great character. I can't wait to see what her arc takes her in Saints Row 3.
Yeah.
Damn it, Donnie.
Let's see what kind of dashing character Todd can come up with.
Yeah. We have the whole Grandpa Ethel clan, basically.
Oh, God, yes.
Grandpa Ethel, Grandma Horace, there was Aunt Fred. There was a whole, those are the three that I remember off the top of my head.
Ethel was the best.
And the thing is, I could have made more extreme versions of these characters if I played it on PC with Gentlemen of the Row. But I was playing the Xbox 360 version, and even that allowed me to create some horrible abominations. It was terrific.
It really was.
To this day, whenever I play a game that has a character creator, it pales in comparison to what I was allowed to do in Saints Row 2.
Yeah.
Saints Row 2 spoiled me. That's really what it came down to. But I mean, I have some great memories of Saints Row 2. Like the time I was playing as Grandma Horace and I was showing off apartments. Which was probably one of my... I have it highlighted on my Twitch channel. And I decided that, I was doing a... what was it? A takeover mission. And it was the Brotherhood Apartments. And I just kind of just grab a guy and I'm like, all right, so let's take a look at this apartment here. And, there's a kind of a squatter's den right now. There's a little chemistry set. You can keep that if you want. No, oh, it exploded. Interesting. All right. But yeah, there's a bunch of paraphernalia around here. I'm not going to judge. Not going to judge at all. If that's what you're into, that is exactly that you can keep it. You can get rid of it. That's entirely on you. So are you interested in the apartment? No? And then headshot. All right, next. I'll say that I sold it to you. But yeah, it's yeah. So right now, for you wondering what's going on with Ray's cam, Ray's experiencing some technical difficulties on their end, so they're trying to work through those issues. So yeah, basically it's just going to be me and Balen talking about Saints Row right now.
Yeah, among other things. Yeah, probably games mostly.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, right now, like, I
Yeah,
mean,
right
Saints
now,
Row
yeah.
was such a fucking phenomenal experience.
It was.
Um,
It went from being a knockoff of GTA to being almost a parody of GTA to becoming parodied by GTA.
yeah, you're not wrong.
That is a wild ride, and that actually goes to show you the respect that Saints Row got. That GTA said, oh, "Okay, we'll turn around and do it to them."
Let's give them a hover bike.
Yep, and a flying car,
And a flying car, and yeah, the
a submarine
VTOL.
car, yeah. Orbital cannon
Yeah,
fired from your secret supervillain base.
it's amazing. Like, so like what is it? Was it 2 years ago? I did for Saints Row 1's 10th anniversary. I did a 100% run, which was very arduous because of the amount of activities I had to do. I was also working on a Saints Row 2 100% run, and I couldn't find all the goddamn CDs. That was all I needed to do.
Because one of them got destroyed by the freezer.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, I mean, it's just Saints Row, like, full disclosure, like, I was not a fan of the first Saints Row game initially. And because of that, I skipped Saints Row 2 when it first came out. Then Saints Row 3 kind of brought me back, and I was just like, oh, this is actually pretty cool, blah, blah, blah. And then I decided, like, when I was, through stream, like, you know what? Saints Row 2 is on sale on, I think it was on Steam. Yeah, it was on Steam. Let me pick this up and give it a try. Give it a fair shot. And then I noticed on Xbox 360, because that's the only way you can get Saints Row 1. Well, I mean, you can get it on the Xbox One now too, but they had Saints Row 1 on sale for like $1.50. And I was like, all right, fuck it. And I already had Saints Row 3. And then Balen gifted me Saints Row 4. You also gifted me Saints Row 3 on PC. So.
Yeah.
And then I think
extremely easier.
Yeah. Well, it makes it easier to a point, but I also have a capture card, so
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like yes and no.
Yeah.
It just gives me a little bit more versatility on how I can play, And then I got Gat Out of Hell, so I have the whole series. I even have the other one in the series. Oh wait, that's not part of the series, even though it is, but it isn't, and that's Agents of Mayhem, which I enjoyed the hell out of. But that game really seriously got a bad rap. But so
it got a bad rap because it wasn't Saints Row, even though they never claimed it was going to be. It just was influenced by it. So.
Well, they said it was part of the Saints universe.
But that wasn't. Yeah, they never said it was Saints Row though, which is where a lot of people got confused.
So
they thought it was going to have a lot more Saints flavor.
So the thing is if they had not had, like, I mean, I'm fine with them having Johnny Gat as like a DLC character.
Yeah.
Or having Kinsey as a DLC character. Pierce should have been a DLC character. If they had kept like the Saints Row specific characters as DLC, I think that would have gone over better. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then you can kind of divorce yourself from it being a Saints Row game,
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, yeah, you had Oleg. I don't see him as being DLC. But I mean, they changed the character up enough that I saw him as Yeti. I didn't see him as Oleg. Johnny Gat was Johnny Gat,
Yeah.
Kingpin was Pierce. I mean, there's nothing you can do there. And Kinsey was Kinsey.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's just...
Her name should have been Teacup.
Yeah, even though her code name was Safe Word, which...
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean... So I went back and I played Saints Row 1. I did it on stream, and I fell in love with the franchise. I mean, the first one's kind of janky. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it gave me a better reference point. Because up until that point, I played part of Saints Row 1, and I didn't enjoy it. So I stopped playing. And then I picked up Saints Row 3, because everybody was just like, this game's fucking great. I'm like, alright, I'll get it through GameFly. And I got it through GameFly, and I enjoyed it. So I was like, alright, I'm keeping this motherfucker. And I don't regret that at all. But it's a very different game than 1 and 2.
Oh, yes. It necessitated that move to Steelport.
Yeah. And then, like, looking at, then going into streaming and doing Saints Row 1, doing the whole series. Because I did do the whole series. I did a whole series playthrough called Welcome to the Row. Which was fun. And I kind of miss doing, like, long games like that, or a long series like that. But time's not on my side, you know? It's just, I get distracted easy. You know, for example, Tuesday, the 16th, a new version of the Final Nights mod for Vampire the Masquerade is dropping. So guess what's getting pushed onto the backside, on the back burner, so I can go and play this new version of this mod.
On the backside, I thought that was going to be a different kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah. Pushed on the backside.
I may... Yeah. Well, I mean, Ray's not here, so I guess we can talk about that stuff.
Yeah.
I kid. I joke. Let's see, here's the thing. I wanted to say back burner, and I also wanted to say flip side.
Yep.
And it just came out as backside, and I'm like, well, that's a thing. Oh, Ray's technical issues seem to be fixed.
Yes.
Yay!
Oh,
There we go.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right. It's good to know that the issues you were experiencing have worked themselves out.
Yep.
Yay.
But yeah, I mean, just looking at some of the... Like, Saints Row 2 had such a great character creator. To me, Saints Row 2 is the perfect Saints Row. I mean,
it's the only one that I've actually completed.
Because you played it on PC.
Yeah. Also, yeah, and I started playing Saints Row 3, but never, never got very far.
I feel like the difference between people who, basically the difference between the Stillwater era and the Steelport era, basically whichever side you fall on is going to tell you a lot about the gamer involved. In that, for me, I value the open world aspect a lot more than the story aspect, and Steelport is a very well done open world. And the game mechanics, basically the driving mechanics are better, the shooting mechanics are better. So that's where I fall. I liked 3 and 4 better than I liked 2.
So, I will agree with you in that sense. Mechanically.
Yes.
In those elements, it was good.
Exactly. The story in 2 was better, and I say this every time.
A couple things, though, I will say, and this is things that I feel Saints Row 3 did wrong, is it was too fucking linear. First and foremost, it was way too linear. Secondly, there was like really no variety of activities at all. I mean, you had mayhems and tank mayhems and helicopter mayhems and guardian angel missions and another kind of mayhem, which was essentially Professor Genki's reality climax, you know. So, I mean, the whole game was kind of built around these mayhems, and it was like, But, I mean, that's just me. Like, I feel that if they had allowed you to, like in previous games, choose who you're going up against first.
Yeah.
Give you the illusion of it not being linear.
Yeah.
Giving you more varied activities. And on top of that, not forcing you to, as a story mission, do the activities.
Yeah.
That's another down point I have. Though I will say the Tiger Escort was kind of fun.
Now, I will also say that I can see why people don't like Saints Row 4. Admittedly, in my opinion, is the weakest of the series. I'm throwing that at the hell in there too.
I mean, my thing is like with 4 is 4 on its own is weak. 4 with Gat Out of Hell, it's still weak, but it's not as bad. But you do need both of those to kind of complete that picture.
My major problem was the tonal change was far too great for this reason. When I am doing little citywide mayhems, I want to fight cops, not aliens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to shoot down helicopters. I want to blow up cop cars.
Yeah. No,
that's what you play in open.
Shit, I'll give you that. I will give you that.
That's what you play in open world sandbox crime game for.
Also, let's address the elephant in the room. The superpowers.
Yeah. They made so you don't need to drive anywhere ever again.
Which, in turn, means that you really don't get to experience the city.
Yep, you experience it from above, and that's it.
Or on the side of a building while you're running up it.
Yep.
You know, that's basically it.
The superpowers are fun, but it's too much of a good thing.
Yeah. And I mean, right now... What were you going to say?
But even for all those faults, it is still the best fourth installment of an open world sandbox crime game there is.
But it didn't have bowling. It needed bowling. It needed bowling and taxi cab missions.
And people pestering and pestering you and pestering you.
Yeah.
If you think the phone is bad in GTA 5, you need to play 4.
Yeah.
It's worse.
You are not wrong.
As bad as Lester is, as bad as Paige Harris is.
See, okay, no. So here's the thing. Like, I
get off the phone with Paige for her to call me right back.
I never get that.
GTA 5.
I never get that with Paige. I get that with Lester all the time.
Yeah.
Because Lester
calls. Yeah.
Yeah, because like Paige calls and it's like, hey, it's Paige, hang up. Phone rings again. How you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm hang up. It's just like then it's
Lester again. It's a public service announcement.
Yeah, and then it's Lester again going, so you know how you have that fancy facility? We should probably run jobs out of it or whatever, you know? It's just like, I'm like, motherfucker. And then he'll call again as LJT, so it's like, I got bad news.
Here's the thing, though. You can hang up on these calls.
Yeah.
You do not do that in 4.
Well, the reason why you don't do that in 4 is because you have to build a actual connection with these people.
Oh, gosh.
You have to go on dates with your contacts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing's creepy. Nothing's worse than dating your cousin. I mean...
Yeah.
Hey, let's go out drinking and then go bowling. No, fuck you.
And if you think Brucey is annoying in 5, in 4 he's worse.
See, the thing is I forgot Brucey was a thing. Because to get rid of his call, you just have to buy Bull Shark Testosterone the first time. That's it.
Okay.
It gets to be the principle of the thing sometimes, though, yeah.
Like, you're also, I mean, this is also coming from the guy that's purchased everything that has a phone call or message attached to it.
Yeah.
Because I got tired of, it got to a point where I got tired of getting the Warstock email of like, hey, you should buy an Avenger because it's in Warstock cash and carry. And I'm like, well, let me get a fucking Avenger while it's on sale 40% off. Fuck you.
Oh gosh.
If they had one for the yacht, I would own a yacht already.
Fair.
Because
so, Rockstar, if you're listening,
make a phone call for the yacht. I mean, I own a yacht because
someone shows up at your door and rings the bell.
Shit.
You.
Fuck that.
Honestly, I own a yacht because Riley likes boats.
Also, it was part of a half-off sale on Christmas time.
Half off nothing. It was a quarter off. 2 million instead of 8 million.
I mean, that too, but...
75, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Riley likes boats, so...
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they do that...
It's like one of my priorities.
If they do that sale again this Christmas,
everybody gets a yacht.
I'm getting a yacht.
Same here. I still want one kind of
Bless you.
Thank you. Don't you say it.
What?
Okay.
What? That wasn't one of your cute sneezes.
Okay.
You brought it up. I mean,
well, because it seems like every time I sneeze, you say something about it.
Because usually you sneeze. That's freaking adorable. That was a sneeze.
Yeah, that
was a normal sneeze.
That was an adult human sneeze.
Exactly.
Teacup goes over there.
Y'all are just like bound and determined to make me spew my tea. Okay, tea is done actually.
Nice. So now let's get back
water.
let's get back with the comedy. I'm joking. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, back to Saints Row, like, it's 10 years. Like, it's 10 years since the second game, which, I mean, has, and you said it yourself, has the best story.
Yeah. The other two, yes, definitely. And Saints Row 2 has the best story, period, of any of those games.
Yeah. Which
is amazing. I mean, to put it in perspective, that's almost half of Ray's life.
Yeah.
It's almost a third of my life.
No, it's more than a third of your life.
Yeah. It's more than a third.
Unless you turn 30.
Okay, yeah, no, it's a little over a third of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're that's right. Yeah.
And it's a little less than a third of mine.
It's a fifth of mine. So
yeah, fair. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's interesting. Like how, like, Saints Row 2 has such a following to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand, like, let's try something different with 3. But then 3 sold so many fucking units.
The reason why 2 has such a following is partially because it's a little crude in its design.
Fair.
It's partially because they had to work with the engine they had, and they made something that worked but wasn't pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty enough.
Oh, I agree with you on that, but I mean, basically it's because they came up with something truly good, and it's evident they didn't have top dollar to work on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, some of the systems that Saints Row 2 had, besides, like, the story stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Walking down the street and seeing, like, random NPCs doing yoga together.
Yeah.
And stuff. Like, all these, like, things that you... And they only do it, like, up by the college. And these NPCs, like, some of them are sitting down having a meal and stuff like that. I mean...
Sometimes you might see a couple of cars, involved in a rolling drive-by with each other.
Yeah. I mean... Saints Row 2's world felt the most organic to me.
it was a more living world than Saints Row 3. I will agree with you. Saints Row 3, the traffic mostly just drove around. It didn't do anything crazy.
Saints Row 2, you know, it was a livelier world. It had a better story. The controls could have been better.
Mm-hmm.
The activities. I mean, for me, that's the big thing, because when you guys watch me play Saints Row, those listening or watching the video archive on twitch.tv/Precipice Podcast or on our YouTube page may not have seen my live streams of Saints Row 2 and how I play those. Actually, the Saints Row games and how I play them. Well, the first two anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Where I will grind out all the activities. I will do all the activities as much as I can without touching main story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gives you advantages when you're doing the main story. Like, hey, I now have like a bonus on my sprint. Oh, my gang notoriety decays quicker. My cop notoriety decays quicker. I punch harder, you know, so on and so forth. Like things like that. And I have people coming in. I would have people coming into the channel going, do a story mission. And I'm just like, no. I mean, I need to do activities anyway to be able to progress in the game. I want to get them out of the way, you know?
Right.
I mean, you have to do some story missions to unlock all the activities, obviously. But other than that, I mean, once I hit that point, okay, well, let me go and do all the Demolition Derby. Let me do all of, you know, all of this type of activity. Let me do all of that type of activity. Let me do all the Hitman activities. Let me do all the Chop Shop activities. Like, let me do all that shit. Get that all out of the way. You know? And then let me enjoy the story in one shot. And I mean, that's the other thing. Like, when we're talking about story, like, you look at 3. 3 is one story. 2 is you have your overreaching story, right? But then you have your Brotherhood story. You have a whole story just for the Brotherhood. You have a whole storyline just for the Sons of Samdi. You have a whole one for the Ronin, which honestly, like the two most powerful of the storylines are the Ronin and the Brotherhood.
Get up.
Yup. Yeah, I mean, those, if you don't express some kind of emotion during those two storylines, I'm going to start checking you for power cord.
Or just shut down and stare at the screen and just...
Well, okay, so with the Brotherhood one...
That's what I did.
With the Brotherhood one, I can understand that because it is very shocking. With the Ronin...
That's what I did.
With the Ronin one...
I stopped talking for a good 15 minutes.
Because you were in legit shock with where they took that.
Yep. Yep.
But...
I was going to say, but there's a little payback later on because there's some junk in the trunk.
Rally. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic mission.
Saints Row.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, like, the first Saints Row game is done up like, just kind of gang wars and all the other stuff. Saints Row 2's got those elements, but it has these revenge storylines in there, which is what I really dug. I really, really dug it. I mean, you have the whole Brotherhood revenge storyline. You have the whole Ronin revenge storyline.
That's beautiful, yes.
Yeah. The Sons of Samdi, I mean, it's not really a revenge storyline from your perspective. Yeah. From theirs, it is. And then, obviously, like, the conclusion to that whole overreaching
is
story.
Very well done, yeah.
It's very well done, and it just puts everything into perspective. So,
I mean, honestly, without the storyline of that game, I probably wouldn't have finished it.
Yeah.
because there were so many bugs in the PC port.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that game, honestly...
That game should have had 6 legs. That's how many bugs it had.
Game should have been sponsored by Raid.
Oh my gosh.
No, the Gentleman of the Row mod should have been.
Because it squashes those bugs. But
some of
yeah,
them.
now,
it
yeah,
squashes some of them.
As many as it could.
Yeah. But
now, the difference between Saints Row 2 and Saints Row 3 is Saints Row 2 was a number of small, intricately crafted, dramatic storylines.
Yeah.
Saints Row 3 was a parody of the Hollywood epic blockbuster film.
Yeah.
That's the direction they went with that, in my opinion. They went with a parody of the Hollywood epic.
Yeah. I mean, the ending, and I mean, if you had the game, if you had 2 on the Xbox, you had access to get the DLC. Something the PC players never got a chance to experience.
Yeah, and that's horrible, but yeah.
But even with that being the case, you don't, like, playing through those, the jump from where you are in the Saints at the end of the last DLC to the start of Saints Row 3 is very jarring.
Oh, it absolutely is. You go from being these scrappy little underdogs who clawed their way up the tower to being...
celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's
sure.
just... Obviously, we know because of how Agents of Mayhem went, that they don't plan on doing another Agents of Mayhem.
Yeah.
At least not right now. Maybe down the road they'll dust off that franchise and try it again.
While it's a shame, if it gets us more Saints Row, I admire their sacrifice.
Yeah, have you said you got Agents of Mayhem, right?
Yeah, I have not actually tried it yet.
Okay.
I'm probably going to try it this week simply because I've been looking for something new to sink my teeth into a bit.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I picked up Agents of Mayhem during a sale end of last year, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I played the hell out of it on stream. And it
Yes,
was
you did.
so... It was more fun, like, once I removed, like, the notion of, like, oh, this is not Saints Row.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the game. Like, it had characters that I thought were very engaging. Like, Daisy, for example, was my go-to. She was such a fun character. I mean, it's just... The characters were pretty well written for what it was. I mean, it was Volition's writing again. The style of the game was a little weird. The fact that it didn't have multiplayer was super fucking weird. I think that's one of the things that did kill the game, personally. Besides the fact that it wasn't Saints Row. But maybe they take another bite at that AOM apple 5 years down the road, you know? But their business right now should be focused on doing a new Saints Row because they know that will sell units. The question is, where do they go from here?
I still would love to see a game where the universe gets rebooted and only the main characters from the Saints Row franchise are aware it has happened.
See, I mean, I get what you're going with, and it's a great idea. Though, I do feel that, like, they have to go the reboot route.
Yeah.
They have to. They push things too far.
Oh, yes. But it would be just like them to parody the idea of a reboot by doing that.
Yeah. But there's a lot of disillusioned Saints Row fans because of 4 and Get Out of Hell. And consequently, Agents of Mayhem.
Yeah.
So how do you get them back? Do you do something like in a perfect world? In a perfect world, they would marry 2 and 3. Take the things that were great, like take the open world aspect and everything like that from 3, and the controls. Selfish. What can I say?
Yeah.
But then take like the world building and the character stories and all the stuff that made Saints Row 2 so fucking good. Hell, take some stuff from Saints Row 1 as well. Because, I mean, without that, like, without Saints Row 1, obviously, Saints Row 2 wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
Made the game that you originally wanted to do with Saints Row 1. So, hypothetically, at the end of Saints Row 1, as it stands right now, Julius blows up a boat that the player's on. Because of a lazy animator. I wish I was joking. That is exactly the reason why Julius is the one that blows up the boat. Because an animator reused an animation of a character looking at their watch. That's how Julius ended up being the person that blew up the boat. So you go back, you essentially make, you have to do it in Stillwater. It has to be Stillwater.
Oh, absolutely.
Hell, I know you've thrown out this idea for almost as long as I've known, actually, as long as I've known you. Where they essentially do a quote-unquote remaster of 1 and 2 as one game.
Because they're small on their own. That's why there's so many events in 2. They had to pad it out a little bit. And I love that they did, though.
Yeah, I mean, but then you look at like Saints Row 3, and Saints Row 3 is, I mean, it's a larger game world, but it doesn't have near as much content as 2 did, you know? Or hell, even as much content as 1 had. For that, in the activity department. But then again, it's also because they're kind of funneling you through the story. But what if they do a reboot, but they do a reboot in the sense of it's a reboot, but like also a remaster of 1 and 2, right? So I mean, yeah, we kind of follow a similar story to 1 and 2. Boat blows up, character is presumed dead, and then, cutscene like 5 years later, whatever. And then you continue on. New gangs have taken over because the Saints have fallen apart, blah, blah, blah. And you have to rebuild. I would be fine with that. Something like that would be ideal. Obviously, we would see insurance fraud again, because that's a staple to the Saints Row series.
It has to be in, yes, absolutely.
We probably won't see fuzz. And it's only because of, like, the environment we're in nowadays,
Yeah. And let's face it, that was basically a parody of Cops.
Oh, yeah.
And really, Cops isn't even a thing anymore. So.
Cops is still a thing.
Well, it's not. It exists, but
it's not as prevalent as it used to be. Yeah.
Exactly.
Though I will say I did enjoy the fuzz activity.
Oh yeah.
One that has to come back. And it killed me it wasn't in 3. Septic Avenger.
Yeah.
There is no better feeling than
Septic
having somebody else drive a vehicle while you spray shit all over the place. It is terrific. Also do away with like have mayhems, like, but just kind of keep the formula of 2 when it came to mayhems.
Yeah.
As opposed to like 3 with mayhems, where it's like, oh, you have to do a mayhem now. Like, I don't want to do a mayhem. You're going to do a mayhem, or you're not going to progress through the story. So. It's just so much that they can do that I feel that if pulled off right, they can please both the fans of 2 and the fans of 3. If done right. Because even the fans of 3 weren't pleased with 4. And the fans of 2 were really disillusioned by 4.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the game itself felt so, like, yeah, arguably, Saints Row 4 has one of my favorite moments. And that's the Keith David loyalty mission.
Yeah.
Because they live. That's it. That is the only thing.
One of the best movies of the 80s.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, it's so good. Ray, have you ever seen They Live?
No.
You need to.
We need to set up a watching night.
Yeah. Yes. They Live is my favorite John Carpenter film. And that's, I mean, I like John Carpenter's work, but like the pecking order on it is They Live, Escape from New York, The Thing. Like that's the pecking order on that. And then the Halloween movie. And then like everything else underneath that, like, you know, what is it? The Ghosts of Mars and all the stuff. Like that's all the way near the bottom. But like They Live holds such a special place for me. It is such a good film. But you know, seeing that mission in 4, spoilers by the way. Seeing that mission in 4 that was a huge callback to They Live made me so excited.
Yeah.
It's
a very relatively unknown film, which is what made that even better.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it was just... Oh, another one on the list. Actually, number 3 on the list is Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, They Live... They Live, Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China, The Thing, Halloween. So I mean that's just the way it goes. I finally have done a definitive top 5 for movies. Like it's only taken me 33 fucking years to come up with like a definitive like top 5 list. People always ask me, like, what's your favorite movie? And I'm like, there's too many to choose from. All right, well, if you say, what's your favorite John Carpenter film? I'm like, here's my top 5. Boom.
Boom.
Science. And they're like, I've never heard of this one. Escape from New York? I don't remember that. It's like, no, it's really good. It is really good. Big Trouble in what? Little China. You need to watch it. If you hear question, you need to watch it.
It is a fun movie.
Oh, it is. It is. The movie doesn't take itself seriously, which I think is great. But you know, back to the Saints Row stuff. We look at what they possibly can do. We look at what we hope they do. We know Volition's working on something, and it's a really good chance that it is Saints Row related, because obviously that is something that will make money for them.
Yeah.
Especially with THQ Nordic being very up on Saints Row stuff, as well as having Red Faction, which is another thing. Volition can now work on Red Faction again if THQ Nordic wants them to. So I mean, there's that. That's really the big thing. And yeah, you alluded to it earlier. Saints Row 1 was, I mean, because GTA was like the only open world sandbox crime game.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that came after it was a GTA clone.
Yeah.
So yeah,
just like any game in which you mash buttons to beat up people on a side scroll with a timer countdown is going to be called a Street Fighter clone.
yeah. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. But we got, so it was started as a quote unquote GTA clone, which is funny because they've always had like this really interesting history with the GTA franchise. For example, the Saints were supposed to be wearing green, but once the one of the last trailers or one of the trailers for San Andreas came out where it revealed that the CJ's gang's colors were green, they had to change it.
Yeah.
And then Saints Row 2 kind of came into its own. But people still saw it as a GTA clone, just because it was still that time of like, this is a game that's an open world crime game. You steal cars, you commit crimes. It's GTA. And it really wasn't. It had a very, very engaging story. And it can't, like, you know what else is 10 years old this year? Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yep.
So you look at Grand Theft Auto 4, which was, June?
Yeah.
So Grand Theft Auto 4 had been out for a couple months. And then Saints Row 2 comes out. And Saints Row 2 did it better.
Yeah.
Hands down. There's no argument there.
You're never going to hear me argue on behalf of GTA 4, so of course I agree with you.
Well, that's fair. But I'm just saying, like, in general.
But yes, in general, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
if I look at it completely objectively.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, unpopular opinion, GTA 4, while not a great game, if you look past a lot of this stuff, like, I enjoyed the story of GTA 4 more than I enjoyed the story of GTA 5.
Okay. I mean, I have to admit, basically, I've not enjoyed the story for GTA 5 that much myself. I didn't actually hate the story of GTA 4. I hated all the side bullshit in GTA 4.
Yeah, no, and I like, the phone calls were annoying as shit. Cousin was annoying as shit. Packy was annoying as shit.
The protagonist had so much PTSD, there's no way he should have been near a gun.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you on that. I completely agree with you on. But here's the other dynamic between like those two games that were both released 10 years ago. Both were more fucking revenge tales.
Mm-hmm.
And still, a game that was spurred by a GTA clone did it better. Hell, it had GTA. Saints Row 1 had multiplayer. Saints Row 2 had better multiplayer. It took Grand Theft Auto for their 5th installment to have good multiplayer. Are you fucking kidding me?
I would live like the 3-person at least co-op for Saints Row, but
yeah, no, and I'll give you that. I'm not even talking about the co-op. I'm talking about actual multiplayer.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
But yeah, I would have loved to have co-op, a better co-op system, like to be able to have 4 people total play. But yeah, I mean, this leads us right into GTA, which is now essentially Saints Row Light, I guess.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
To give you an idea, in Saints Row 5, they put purple people based on Grove Street. When when the reason why they changed the color in Saints Row was because the main protagonist on Grove Street was in green.
Yeah.
So I mean, they brought it full circle.
Yeah. I mean, like, they haven't gone like the outrageous weaponry of, like the later Saints Row games.
Yeah.
Which I'm thankful for. I mean, some of those weapons work in Saint, like
GTA does not need a dubstep cannon.
No, they don't. They don't. But the thing is, it's like, you look at like the weapons that they had in like Saints Row 4.
Yeah.
And those were all like crafted in a computer simulation.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can kind of give it some leeway.
Mm-hmm.
But how much leeway can I give it, you know?
Yeah.
And I know we're not going to see anything like that in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Because they are at least trying, even with orbital strikes, they're keeping it grounded to reality.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, orbital strikes. You know, we got the facility. We can get an orbital cannon and do an orbital strike. Right. Terrific. Wonderful. We have the Oppressor Mark II.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking hover
Ultimate
bike.
Interceptor, yeah.
Which is something right out of Saints Row
Yeah.
3.
Mm-hmm.
A flying car, I mean, that's, you know, Back to the Future, blah blah blah. So I'll give them that. But you know, the big thing is that fucking hover bike. I mean, really? Like, we couldn't come up with anything different? No, let's have a hover bike. I'm not complaining. I have one. And if I see somebody in the air that doesn't have one, I will shoot them out of the sky. I'm joking. I'm not that guy. And please don't shoot me out of the sky because I'm riding one going from fucking my nightclub to my bunker up in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere.
Yeah.
It is the quickest way for me to get from point A to point B without having to jump lobbies.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, we have, like, today's the last day of this event week in GTA. We should have a new event week next week. Maybe.
That'd be nice.
Maybe they'll roll out some of the Halloween stuff. Maybe. Possibly.
Yep.
I mean, we're getting close.
Yeah.
Yep.
They may start like a Halloween-esque event. In all actuality, they should have held back the release of the Romero hearse until the start of the Halloween event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can buy one now in GTA. You don't have to go and find somebody that has one to force spawn one so you can steal it. You could still do that and get one for free.
Yeah.
Which is preferable.
Yeah.
But if you don't have friends, basically, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't have friends and you want one.
If you don't have friends, chances are you're out there sniping oppressors, but yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
with explosive rounds, yeah.
Yeah.
Which might be why you don't have friends.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying.
But it's like, for example, like, let's just say you only play in like friends lobbies, right?
Yeah.
There's certain things you don't have access to, which can be problematic. You can get the Romero hearse through a Guns for Hire mission through the biker clubhouse, which you can do in friends lobbies, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But you also need friends to do it with. So if you're one of those solo public people, good luck, because it requires a minimum of 2 people to pull off that mission. You're not getting that done.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just I just hope that they do something good with GTA. Because I mean, last week, when you guys are hearing this, it'll be last week's event.
Yeah.
But last week's event was kind of shit, except for the fact of like, oh hey, log in and we're giving you like 800K.
Yeah, not right away, mind you. They give you 250.
Right.
Right. You have an hour and a half.
Yeah. So yeah.
Get cracking.
Yep.
But yeah, my God, Ray. Really? Are you glad we're doing this on Monday instead of Tuesday? But here's the thing: they don't give you the whole 800K right away. You have to log in this week to get 300 grand next week. You get the revolver money this week, but you also have to log in to be applicable to get the hatchet money next week.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, you get 250 this week and then 550 next week, from my understanding. So.
It's kind of bullshit.
Yeah, but you still get the money.
So. Fair. I mean, I logged in earlier this week and it didn't pop on my account, so like I haven't logged back in yet. But like the green wireframe suit showed up, and I was like, all right, I got that. Once that popped, I'm like, all right, cool. The thing recognized that I logged in this week. I mean, that's how I gauged it. But I mean, I'll be logging in tomorrow. Before I go heavy into Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah. So, in my defense, last week I was house sitting.
Yeah.
All week. So.
Yeah, this is like your first opportunity to do this.
Yeah.
So I would jump on that.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like that was the big thing about this past event week, you know? Because I mean, all the remixed adversary modes were double, but adversary modes and the vehicle sales were like night club upgrades were on sale and stuff like that as well. Actually, Balen, do you have do you think you could pull up that list of like just the important shit that was on sale last week or this?
Certainly. Well, here we are. On sale last week, garages and executive and 10-car garages were both 35% off. Blade Club add-ons and renovations were 25% off.
Okay.
Everything in Elitist Travel, all of it, was 35% off across the board. The festival bus was 25% off because I can't go without mentioning the most important thing in the game, apparently.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong. I was tempted.
Yeah. After Hours clothing is 25% off, and the Dinka Jester Classic, the Ocelot Swinger, the Vapid Dominator GTX, the Autofod R-Type, what is that not on sale? And the Ocelot Pariah were all 30% off.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, it was kind of a shit week.
It was.
So
but the money.
Yeah, but the money was worth it. So I mean, there's that. And it's definitely going to make my grind because I have a Shotaro now, which is nice. Yeah. Finally have one of those fuckers. I mean, the only other two things on my list come out with the Halloween update. And that is the Frankenstein and the Lurcher. The only two things that I want. And I have to wait. So there's no point in me really grinding. I'm getting 800K free.
Yeah,
right.
My businesses are at a point where I could probably let them cook for another hour and then sell.
Yeah.
My nightclub's doing its thing. So
yeah.
But when I was doing the heavy GTA, because that's another thing. I was doing a very heavy GTA grind prior, and I tend to get burnt out.
Yeah.
I tend to get burnt out on stuff when it's the only thing I'm doing. Thank God I do variety content. By variety, I mean different vampire clans.
Yeah. So here's what really cracks me up. For the longest time, I was very much in the GTA. I mean, I was the person who was really keeping this alive for all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, just when my nightclub started to be able to do grinding like this, I get into Conan Exiles. What the hell is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Well,
Well then,
Yeah.
I mean, it could be worse, right?
you could have spent hours researching heists and then no one ever does them.
I've always wanted to. I would like to go on record saying that.
Arguably, it is difficult to get all four of us together.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're so not wrong.
So,
I'm aware of this.
so I
I'm
think
very
that's
aware of
more of
this.
the attributing factor than
No. Well, and then when we all four do get together, like, none of us are in the mood to...
yeah.
Don't say that. I'm always in the mood to heist. So.
Oh, this is fair.
Yeah.
Not all four of us are in the mood to...
No.
Well, and it also comes down to, do we have the time to do a heist?
No.
That's the other thing. Like, if
You can chip away at it. It doesn't all need to be done at once.
I would feel very weird if we started like a heist only to be like, well,
I guess.
we have
Fair.
the finale of this heist to do. We'll do that next time, and then we never get back to it. Or we do get back to it and we're like, what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, that's very fair.
But
Still.
I would much rather, like, if we're gonna do a heist, we do from setup to finale, one session, and then take some time. Do the
Okay,
next one.
so you say that, but here, let me put it this way. In my research of this, like, okay, so...
Ray's gonna start pulling out pie charts, Todd.
Nice.
Here's the thing. Let
Is
me
it
put it
blueberry?
this way. No. Let me put it this way. Rooster Teeth, in their edited down versions of their videos, took, I think, at the least amount, 3 videos to do one heist.
Yeah, but that's also edited down too. I mean,
yes, that's edited down.
Yeah. But how?
So it's like
But
3
how?
hours. Because each video is like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 hours of edited down content.
Which, if you think about it, is we do
Probably like 6 hours of work.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
No, not
Because-
necessarily, but probably.
Because, okay, so I'll use us as an example. If we just do mission after mission after mission, it's fine. But I could see, like, doing mission, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, let's go and check on this stuff, or do this, and blah, 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 and then you edit that out. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but I'm fairly certain that's not what they do, but yeah.
You know, and it's also like, okay, well, we just finished that one, let's take a break. So as things roll in while they take a break, you know, they get drinks and all the other stuff and blah, 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 you know. So...
Yeah. But still...
they
it's
also...
like 3 hours of edited down content.
Also, they have, all 4 people, too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
The editing would be part of getting all that collaborated as well. So...
What?
Does each person have their own capture?
Yes.
Okay.
But they have an editing team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they would still have to capture said footage. It would then go to the editors who would be like, okay, well, let's kind of get this amalgam of 4 different video sources into one video. So it is an edited down video in a sense, because you're not seeing everything each player is doing, so to speak.
Right.
So I'm just
But it's still real time.
I'm just saying 3 hours is doable. That's what I'm saying. You're talking to the person that's run off 2 hours of sleep because they'll do like a 12-hour live stream, record a podcast, get everything set up, go to work, take a nap, and then do the same shit the next day. 3 hours is doable.
3 hours is them not showing all of the failures.
That too.
So we just don't fail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you all just follow my instructions to the very defined letter, make no mistakes, and don't get killed.
Yeah. Accurate.
Yeah, see? Easy.
Oh, yeah, because that's totally going to happen with us. Okay.
I mean, it'll take a few runs to get back into rhythm, but like once we get into that rhythm, then it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. We'll just be knocking them out consistently.
Yeah, totally. I have so much faith in us.
Also, at the same time, the prison break heist is apparently like the second hardest heist.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Especially when no one knows how to fucking fly. That's a problem.
Well, that kind of is a problem, but at the same time, somebody's had practice flying.
Yeah.
And they've gotten good at flying and boating and all kinds of manner of activities.
Yeah.
I know you're not looking at me.
Oh, I know you're not. I know I'm not. I'm looking at my own picture right now, just on OBS. But yeah, I mean, it's just 3 hours is doable. It's just a matter of getting us back into rhythm of like being a coordinated team, you know? Because at one point we had that down where we were very coordinated. And then
but we had that down with because we never had that down with Storms.
Yeah.
Because Storms was unavailable.
Also, Storms wasn't part of that initial try, so to speak.
Yeah.
But the person that was our pilot. So.
Yep. It had to fight the one problem that all the pilots have to fight in that prison heist, which is boredom.
I mean, it's better than trying to fight your way through the yard.
Yeah.
I mean, we figured it out.
Yeah.
We got pretty good at that yard.
Yeah, we did.
Not gonna lie.
And at the same time, we know that Storms would want to be the pilot as well.
And he is actually very good at flying these days, as he himself
Yeah.
And all this is why I say one more try, and knock it out the first time through. You just wait.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just So, I mean, we've basically talked Saints Row and a little GTA. Anything else you guys want to cover?
I mean, you had some Deadpool news.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it's Deadpool news, but it's also, like, kind of old Deadpool news that kind of went under the radar. And that is in December, there's going to be a limited re-release, theatrically, of Deadpool 2. As a PG-13 film. It's going to be cutting out violence and expletives.
Because Deadpool doesn't need those.
I mean, arguably, Deadpool can kind of do without them in a sense. Maybe? The only thing I can think of is, and I mean, we were talking about this before we recorded. Balen was like, it'd be great if they did this as like doing a parody of like making a PG-13 cut of an R-rated film.
Yeah. A parody of reboots, actually.
And I was thinking something as well. So, what if, for like the profanity element of it, they do it like you're watching it on like basic cable? So like instead of it being like motherfucker, it's the mother father or whatever, that kind of stuff. Like
Mr. Falcon.
So basically the stuff that I say.
Yeah. Basically,
Yeah.
Ray rewrites Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Okay, I could do that.
Yeah.
Ray shows up, rewrites Deadpool 2. I could do this. What the
Mr.
nugget?
Falcon.
Actual line from Die Hard. Yeah, the edited version. Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. That,
Oh God, I love those TV edits of R-rated films. They're so good. One of my
I'm proud of some of my euphemisms.
to this day, one of my favorites is Scarface.
which should never have been made into a non-R-rated film to begin with.
Exactly. There's a TV version of it, and there's a very famous line, like near the beginning of the movie, where Tony Montana is being like interrogated in a sense, and guy says, "Where'd you get that scar?" And then goes into an expletive after that. And the TV edit is, "Where'd you get that scar? Eating pineapple?" Like, and it's just like such a little throwaway thing, and I'm like, oh my God, that is fucking great. It is. I mean, it is to this day still one of my favorite TV edits. Goodfellas is up there too. Goodfellas has some good ones as well.
Again, another one that never should have been attempted.
Yeah.
It's like whenever they try and do an Eddie Murphy film from the 80s. Like, they've done 48 hours.
Yeah.
There is no way that should ever have been on television.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you 100% on that. I mean, the most infamous one was the TV edit of Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah. I'm sick and tired of all these Monday, Friday snakes on this Monday, Friday plane.
Yeah. What was the... That was close.
Yeah, I think actually the first Monday, Friday wasn't,
Yeah, the first Monday, Friday wasn't there. It's just like...
Yeah. I know Monday, Friday replaced one of them.
Enough is
monkey
enough.
Monkey fighting snakes on this Monday, Friday.
Enough is enough. I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
Yeah.
Well played. Well played.
What do you say to that? You don't.
Yeah, you really don't. It's so good though. And I mean, it's like if they do something along the lines of that with Deadpool 2's PG-13 version, I mean,
what if their ultimate goal here is to make the version that can be shown on FX without editing?
Yeah. Maybe.
Ooh.
I mean, I also threw out the what if this is their way of like redoing the movie in a sense, so they actually have an X-Force to use in the X-Force movie.
Yeah.
Minus Splatterstar.
Yeah, I mean, he has to die. He has to.
Hell, what if all this is that they can undo where he saves Peter?
Oh. Yeah, no, I would take issue with that because Peter was a genuine, like, guy. Just like, they saw a job listing.
Yep.
Like, I can relate to him. I can relate
Same.
to Peter. It's just like, listen,
Mood.
I need work. give me yob. I need yob. But yeah, I mean, in other Marvel news, Deadpool 2 real quick. It's speculated that this is them trying to test to see if Deadpool would work under the Marvel Studios banner. Because the Marvel Studios, like the actual Marvel Studios, PG-13 films, If it doesn't work, then it's going to be on Touchstone. So,
and I still say you can do Deadpool solo films on Touchstone and throw in a PG-13 because, again, in the comics, if you'll notice, whenever he shows up in an Avengers book or something like that, he is a lot different guy because Deadpool has fourth wall awareness and he knows what he has to do, or he won't be written into the book.
Yeah, legit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, into the other Marvel news. So this Friday, Daredevil season 3 drops, which I'm excited about.
I'm so behind.
Honestly, you watched. Did you watch Defenders?
Yes.
Okay, then you're ready to watch season 3 of Daredevil.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, there is that. So yeah, you don't have to go and try to finish Luke Cage season 2 or Jessica Jones season 2 or Iron Fist's final season.
I have seen Jessica Jones season 2. Yeah. I have seen that one in its entirety. The other 2 I have not.
Yeah, and I mean I just glossed over it, but yeah, Iron Fist has been canceled from Netflix's slate, which leads to two interesting dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
One, and this is what Balen brought up, Iron Fist could show up on Disney's streaming service. It's possible.
But Todd
I don't want to have to subscribe to that.
Right, you know you're gonna. It's Disney.
Yeah.
However, Disney is going to have 2 streaming services. One for their animated films and one for their all ages films. Basically the Disney animated films specifically are going to have their own service.
Why?
Because they need to own your soul. That's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like my thing is, they've confirmed a new season of Daredevil already.
Yeah, season 4 and season 3 premieres on Friday.
They've confirmed a season 3 of Jessica Jones, and they've confirmed season 2 of Punisher.
There is no confirmation of Luke Cage.
Yes. So,
which brings up the next interesting point.
Yeah, so let's say, like, I feel Luke Cage ended, like, and I'm not going to spoil it because eventually Ray will get to.
Eventually, I'll get past episode.
All you have to do is change Luke Cage, then Iron Fist, then Daredevil.
I made the noise for you, Ray.
Thank you. I was making the face.
Yeah. But yeah, no, so my theory is, or the way I see it, the way I would, if I was the one in charge of these decisions, this is the way I would do it. The way Luke Cage season 2 ends, it's a pretty solid end.
Yes.
Cancel it. Cancel Luke Cage. So now you've canceled Luke Cage and Iron Fist. But Netflix has said, while the show has been canceled, the immortal Iron Fist will live on. So, we do a Heroes for Hire show with Luke Cage and Iron Fist together. That takes up one of those slots. The other slot, which was Iron Fist's show, let's give it to Colleen Wing and Misty Knight, Daughters of the Dragon. What happened, Balen?
No, I was just saying, yes, that's not yes.
That's the way I would do it. You already have the right to use these characters. Might as well take advantage of it, especially the way that Iron Fist season 2 builds on less of a focus. Well, I mean, there's still a focus on Danny Rand, obviously, But about halfway through the season, I did notice that there was more of a focus on Colleen and Misty. So maybe that was them testing the waters? Possibly? Maybe? They did drop a lot of hints. So I kind of hope that that's a thing. And yeah, we need a Luke Cage Iron Fist series. I mean, they need to. Small spoiler.
I'll probably forget it, by the way.
In Luke Cage Season 2, there is a team-up moment between Danny Rand and Luke Cage.
Okay, cool.
And it is everything I've wanted.
Nice.
It is essentially, like, me looking at that, like, that, the team-up that they did in the series made me want a Heroes for Hire.
Okay.
So, if they did more of that, then that'd be great. I would love it. And I think Balen can kind of agree.
Yeah.
On both counts, with the Colleen Wing and Misty Knight, Daughters of the Dragon,
yes.
And with the Heroes for Hire. Because, I mean...
the dynamic for both is astounding.
I mean, if they had to, I can see them kind of doing a series with all of them, but it'd be a little messy. It'd be a little messy to kind of keep the storylines, like, all where they needed to be. So, I mean, there's that. That's the main reason why I'm saying, like, let's just do it as 2 separate series. Do it that way. It fills in those slots, and, I mean, unless you want to go off the wall and do, like, Moon Knight. Because I'd be fine with that, too. Do Daughters of the Dragon and do Moon Knight. Because that would be fun.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you will not see Moon Knight, a live-action Moon Knight, on the Disney streaming service. So, yeah.
I still just want a She-Hulk Law show.
See, the thing is, like, I can see, like, a live-action She-Hulk series being done on the Disney service.
Yep, that's definitely a possibility.
Because, I mean, it's not like she's, like, a super violent character.
Oh, no, she's not. She fights, but really, she is, as I've always said, a lawyer first and a superhero second.
Exactly.
Unlike, Daredevil, who is Daredevil first and Matt Murdock second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just... Oh, okay. So that's why we won't see a She-Hulk thing.
Why? Universal?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because she's tied in with the Universal stuff.
Yep. However, I honestly feel that if Disney gave it a shot, they could get it back.
But it's just movie rights, though.
Oh, well, there you go. If it's just movie rights and not TV rights, there's your loophole, people.
Yeah. She-Hulk's movie rights are exclusively tied to those of her comic book cousin, Bruce Banner.
Yep.
So the thing is, technically, they can use her.
In a TV show.
Oh, no, I mean, they could use her in a TV show, no problem.
Yeah. But they can use her in any movie that has the Hulk in it.
Well, they can use her in any film that isn't a solo film.
Yeah. They could make her an Avenger, or they could make her a member of the Fantastic Four when they bring them in.
So here's... correct me if I'm wrong here. She-Hulk. Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Defender.
Yep.
Hero for Hire.
Liberator. if they want to go that route.
Yeah.
She has actually been pretty much the only team she hasn't really ever tried is the X-Men.
Well, I mean...
And that's because they've got a nice little bigotry clause in their contract.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like, so, like, right now, the Marvel characters that, characters Marvel still doesn't have the film rights to, right? Obviously, Fantastic Four or the X-Men, as of right now. There's a good bit of Spider-Man characters they don't have the rights to.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. What I think is funny is Sony's developing a Kraven the Hunter movie.
Yeah.
So I find that interesting. But yeah, so like Spider-Man, like most of Spider-Man's rogues gallery. I mean, honestly, I think the only character that Marvel has the rights to is Spider-Man.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
There's the whole situation with Namor.
Yep.
Because it's still unclear on if they got rights back to him or whatnot. But the rights were with Universal. So.
Yep. Along with Hulk.
Yeah. So yeah, there's Hulk, She-Hulk, Namor are all Universal. I mean, and then we got the Spider-Man stuff. So I would love for them to have all those, like, I would love for them just to have all their characters back.
Oh, I agree. And they're dangerously close to getting there, honestly. Between Sony and Fox, and it's like Universal, if they try and be the last holdout, it's going to be hilarious.
What's also funny, and this is going into the history of She-Hulk.
Yep.
She-Hulk was developed so that the studio wouldn't use a female Hulk character in the Lou Ferrigno TV show, which that's the origin of like how they came up with doing She-Hulk.
Actually, it goes back a little further than that.
Mm.
She-Hulk was developed because of Benny Hill. Benny Hill had a sketch in which at the end he antagonized the woman and she turned big and green, and Marvel did not yet have a She-Hulk. And they said, if we don't act on this, we're going to lose the concept.
Yeah.
So they created She-Hulk, and that's how she came about.
Nice.
That is the weirdest origin story you'll ever hear for a hero, but there it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, and there was two TV projects that were failed to bring in She-Hulk. Unfortunately, they planned to do a live-action film in the early '90s, which didn't happen.
With Brigitte Nielsen.
Yes, yeah, which is interesting. Question mark?
It's like getting Schwarzenegger to do the Hulk.
Yeah, well,
looking at physique and nothing else.
I'll give you that. I will give you that 100%.
Well, obviously, what you want is Schwarzenegger to play Hercules. One of his first actual film roles in America.
I was going to say, you're not necessarily wrong with that.
And that being said, I would love to see Hercules in the Marvel films.
I mean, I see Hercules getting more of a TV show before a movie.
Well, that too, either one, but he's always been fun. And they made him even more fun in the past decade.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's still not a character that grabs me.
I can see that, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't even give us Marvel, real talk here. Think outside the box. Use characters that are a little bit more off the wall. Things people won't expect. Yes, you don't have visionary writers / directors working. Well, I mean, you have some, but you don't have a visionary writer and director who took something that shouldn't have worked and made it work anymore. Because he's over at DC now, working on the Suicide Squad 2, which is going to be a reboot of the Suicide Squad.
After one film. So what I'm hearing, though, revolutionary off the wall, I'm hearing Night Thrasher.
I mean, give us like, I mean, what if they did like Red Hulk,
Mm.
the Thunderbolts.
They have sufficiently made Ross into enough of an asshole that they
Exactly.
can introduce him.
Bring back Betty Ross.
Yeah, there's Red She-Hulk.
Yeah. Bring her in. I mean, that would work. I mean, Thunderbolt Ross is already in the universe, you know, so bring in weird villains like, I mean, well, we already got him in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But, I mean, bring in, I'm looking at some of these characters, like, where we could bring in, like,
the leader.
Yep. Well, didn't they ever...
I don't think they ever called him either Samuel Stearns or the leader. They just gave him some of his character traits in Incredible Hulk.
Okay, gotcha. I was gonna say, like, didn't they already use him?
Yeah. Oh, you could bring in the Strucker twins.
Fair.
Because there's nothing creepy about them.
How about you? I mean, this would be tied in with She-Hulk, though. Bring in the Headman.
Oh God, that was one of the weirdest freaking storylines.
Or the Circus of Crime. Bring them in. You know.
Now, see, I'd like to see them come into Daredevil.
What, Circus of Crime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it'd be funny as hell when the ringleader tries to hypnotize him.
Fair.
And Daredevil just socks him because he can't see the spiral.
Yep. I mean, I'm gonna quickly look up the Incredible Hulk film.
I want a Richard Rider movie.
I mean, it sounds like we're getting one.
I hope so.
I mean, considering that Guardians is essentially dead. So.
Well, to be honest, they were kind of already essentially dead. Fun little trivia, by the way, involving the snap.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Holland's performance as Spider-Man was entirely ad-libbed at the end. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. That was why that look on Tony's face. He had no idea what Peter was going to say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So okay, so the character in the Incredible Hulk film was Leonard Samson.
Doc Samson, yeah, but I'm talking Samuel Stearns, the leader.
Okay.
That as a villain, because there's nothing better than a guy with a 5 head.
You know what? I would be fine with them bringing back Abomination.
Oh yeah. I think it's really funny. We've got Cap, we've had Hulk. We have not had a sign of Rick Jones.
Yeah.
Not upset about that. I just think it's kind of funny that one of the most notable background characters for a while, and we haven't seen him. Maybe they're waiting for Captain Marvel.
Which character again?
Rick Jones.
Oh, A-Bomb.
Remember,
Gotcha.
I'm talking about pre-A-Bomb Rick Jones, the one who hung out with Marvel.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, I could see them bring that in with Captain Marvel.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, we'll probably never see like Scar or Lyra.
Yeah.
Sadly. Hey, maybe we'll see Amadeus Cho get crushed by a building.
Wouldn't that be nice?
How fucking great would that be? It's just like Dr. Banner, Amadeus Cho. It's just like, oh, it's nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of your work. Blah 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 blah. Building falls. Just. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it so much. I have such a hate of Amadeus Cho.
I want to see them bring in some of the Ghost Riders they skip when they move on to Ghost Driver.
Yeah.
Ketch or Alejandro plays.
I honestly think that Danny Ketch would probably be a better TV thing.
Yeah. As long as Nicolas Cage isn't involved, I don't care.
Yeah, fair. Fair. I mean, oh, that's right. He's tied in with the X-Men rights, sadly.
Who?
Wendigo!
Yeah. Yeah. Anything Canadian is tied in with the X-Men because of Wolverine.
Yeah.
Including Alpha Flight.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because it'd be fun to show them in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, well, wasn't Alpha Flight like all mutants too?
No. Some of them were, but for example, their leader, Guardian / Vindicator wasn't. Basically, Shaman was just a magic dude.
Okay, gotcha.
Puck was actually cursed by an otherworldly force because it happens. Sasquatch was not a mutant. He was actually affected by gamma radiation.
Huh.
Because that was a thing at the time. In fact, I think their only mutants were actually Aurora and and North Star.
Huh.
Come to think of it. And of course Wolverine when he was a member of that.
Yeah.
Just they get lumped in with the X-Men so much that people assume they're another team of mutants.
What if they were to bring in Yuri Topalov?
The name doesn't ring a bell.
He was the first gargoyle.
Ah, the gargoyle, yes.
The only reason I say the first one, because the second one was a member of the Defenders.
Yeah.
Isaac Christians.
Almost an Etrigan knockoff. Minus the rhyming. Now, the Grey Gargoyle would be an interesting character to bring in.
Yeah. Yeah. Tyrannus would be another interesting one. I mean, we really can't do Maestro.
No. You'd have a hard time selling that one on screen, to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
People are like, really? He's just like a future Hulk?
Which is basically it.
Yeah, a future Hulk who's smart.
Absorbing Man's already been used in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Which is a shame. Because that probably also means no Titania.
Yeah.
especially since she's kind of tied in with Doom. That was her origin story. I mean, they could come up with new origin story. She is a She-Hulk villain, though.
Fair. What about Beast? I heard that noise. I mean, maybe Fin Fang Foom?
Fin Fang Foom, but I was feeling with Beast, people would just misconstrue his name and think it was some kind of alternative thing, and basically they'd get letters.
Yeah. Fucking MODOK. Give us MODOK.
The mental organism designed only for killing. But not for hats.
I kill hats.
The most ridiculous villain ever. But you'd have to have AIM for that.
Yeah.
And they've kind of destroyed AIM, so.
Yeah. Essentially.
But there's nothing saying somebody couldn't pick it up and start it up again.
I mean, how many times does Hydra come back? Like, let's be honest.
Well, that's kind of their thing.
No, and I get that. I do get that. But like, also in like the tech world, when a company goes down like that, somebody usually picks it up from the ashes.
Oh, you mean like Sears is doing right now?
Huh?
Sears filed for bankruptcy.
Oh, again?
No, they actually filed this time. I mean, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Good for them.
Yeah. Now, here's the funny thing out there, listeners. Sears is going to have a different meaning depending on when you were born. For me, Sears was basically, it was the Amazon and Walmart of our day. It was where we went for things.
Yeah.
You younger listeners, on the other hand, might be going, Sears? Isn't that the place that we drive by to go to a store?
I hear Sears and I think of, oh, hey, the place that owned Kmart? No, not Kmart.
Kmart.
Yeah, the place that owned Kmart, aka the hell that I worked at for a year.
Which is why we don't have a Kmart near us anymore.
5 years. Sears. 5 years.
Yeah, apparently,
that
Sears
moment when I forget the name of the company I used to work for.
So, yeah.
You were doing yourself a service.
Yeah, I was.
They had an offer to buy the Kenmore brand, and they just kind of ignored it. They didn't turn it down, they just never responded to it, which actually might have saved them for a while.
Well, the last time they got in like really deep shit, they sold off the Craftsman brand.
Yeah.
So all they had left was Kenmore.
Yeah. And now they don't have that because they're going under anyway. Somebody's going to get it anyway for a song.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably like Home Depot or Lowe's. Like, let's pick it up real quick.
Especially since Home Depot, when Sears really hit dire straits, they were kicked off the trading boards, and Home Depot got their spot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. My mom has a Kenmore sewing machine.
Well, the service plan ain't worth it anymore.
No.
Yeah. But I mean, good for them.
Yeah.
good
The funny thing is, they were the original Amazon, and when Amazon came in, they just didn't even bother upgrading your image.
Well, it's not even that they didn't upgrade their image. They thought that online shopping was a fad.
I know, right? Like that pesky telephone thing.
Yeah. I mean, they refused, and I'm saying this as a person that formerly worked for them. They refused to embrace technology.
Yeah. By the way, for you young people out there, a telephone is what they used. A telephone is what they used to call the smartphone you have, the camera you have that can make phone calls.
Was it the kind with the dial or the kind with the buttons?
Yes.
Or the crank.
Yeah. Operator.
Yeah.
Patch me through to Sears and Roebuck.
Yeah. It's Klondike 5. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. But yeah, I mean, that's really interesting to hear that they finally shit the bed.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
they shit the bed years ago, but it's finally.
Like official.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so.
When you file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, it's pretty official.
So
Yeah.
but apparently, even though, well, what is it? Toys R Us is apparently making a comeback. Like,
Yeah, but they had a parent company.
yeah, fair. That
What's funny is
forced them
yeah.
into like closing all their locations. They're like, yeah, fooled you. Like,
What's funny is the Toys R Us near us is currently a Halloween store.
nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, but since they'll only be around for a short time, it's possible Toys R Us could get back into the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today, shares of Sears closed at less than $1 a share.
Ooh.
So it
It's
sounds
the
like
lowest thing.
sounds like it's the time to buy them then.
It's the lowest it's ever been in their entire 132-year history.
Yep. Adjusted
that's
for
not even-
inflation, of course.
No,
Like,
no, not adjusted for inflation.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's bad.
yes. So
Ooh. I
So-
shouldn't be so happy, but I am.
you shouldn't be so happy. I'll be happy for
See
both
Todd
of us.
turned to
Then.
a 5-year-old
I
child
know.
for a second.
I know.
I will be honest, like it was, working for them was, I learned a lot working for them.
Mhm.
I also learned how much I hate myself because I
Mhm.
worked for them.
Mm-hmm.
I did consultative sales, which was a $6 base and then commission. And then they kept on slashing our commissions constantly.
Mm.
They would have training events for like new products we were going to be carrying, like when like spring would be coming around, it'd be the lawn and garden stuff and whatnot. They would take us out to location, and it'd be like all the stores and it's different groups and stuff like that. And they would start off with the hype guy, Hey, it's great that you guys are here. Blah 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 blah. Sears, woo! So, you guys excited about making money? Yes. I can't hear you. It's 7 in the morning, and we had to drive 2 hours to get here. Yes, we're excited about making money. Well, starting today, all your accessories are now 4% commission. You got a question? Yeah, I do. So, you're saying it's 4% because yesterday it was 9%. How is this good for us? Well, it's great for the company. No. That's not what I asked. How's it good for us? Where's the incentive for us to sell? It means you just got to sell more of them. Yeah, no, that's not the way this works.
Mm-mm.
If you tell me it's 9%, I'm going to push them more than if they're 4%, because there's no way I'm going to make the commission I'd be making at 4% that I was at 9.
Right.
Well, you could still do it. It's an amazing thing. Go fuck yourself.
Right.
Obviously, you just don't have the right mindset. They know how much fun it is to be a retail worker. Therefore, you shouldn't even be paid at all.
You sound like my boss at the gas station. You should feel honored to be working for me. This place is more important than anything else you have going on in your life. Anything. This place takes precedent. Really?
You're a gas station.
Really? So when I go into work with 105 temperature because you tell me if I don't show up, then I'm not getting paid. Because I have 105 fever. Really? My health is secondary to your business, which is failing as well. So this is all right. So this is gonna sound really fucked up. So of the legit jobs I've worked, I worked a grocery store a couple of years. To 6 months after I moved down to South Carolina, they got bought out and then closed. Now Sears, gas station it's a matter of time.
Yeah, folks. The moral of the story: don't piss Todd off.
I also worked for a Quiznos for about 2 months, and
I barely remember them.
And yeah, they the franchise had the license taken from them by the company.
I mean, their whole shtick was that they could burn your food for you.
They made some damn good sandwiches. I enjoyed them. I had a monstrosity I would make, and it was terrific. Rosemary parm bread. On the bottom, we had a bacon Alfredo. On the top, we had a kind of a spicy mayo. Then we had Angus roast beef, ham, turkey, 3 kinds of cheese, onions, salt, pepper, oregano, toasted with an au jus. Well, the Angus was cooked in an au jus, so.
Why'd you skip on the cheese?
No, I'm just saying there was 3 different types of cheese.
Yeah. Why that little?
What do you mean?
You need more cheese.
How?
Every sandwiches need more cheese than that. I mean, I don't know what the hell you're making, but
So it was 1 layer of one type of cheese, 1 layer of another type of cheese, and 1 layer of a third type of cheese.
And you only had 3 cheeses in the store. You couldn't get any more.
Well, we had a yellow American, and I didn't want that on the sandwich.
Yeah, fair.
We had a mozzarella, we had a Swiss, and then I forgot what the other one was, a cheddar. So all 3 of those were on there. The ham, turkey, roast beef, and then it had the Black Angus au jus roast beef on there. So it was 4 types of meat, 3 types of cheese. Fuck lettuce, fuck tomatoes. If I felt saucy, I would put some onions on there. None of the other bullshit. It was delicious. So, yeah. But yeah, no, they got shut down too. I worked the World Market. That was seasonal. They're doing good. So, I mean, yeah, what Balen said. Don't get on my bad side.
Or your business will die.
Yeah. You're not wrong. I mean, no, at the same time, if your business dies, and I used to work for you, you had other problems besides. Because, I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, I worked for your business and whatnot, because that's not the case. It's like the grocery store, they got into a bad deal with when they were acquired. So there was that. Sears is just fucking Sears. The gas station, I can spend 6 hours just going over like 2 years in that place and all the bullshit I had to deal with in 2 years. Not the 5 I was there. 2 years. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, I feel like we're winding down.
Yeah.
I think it's a good point to kind of call this quits. But anyway, thank you guys very, very, very much. Ray, as always, thank you for doing this with us. Balen, same. Thank you for doing
Always
this.
a pleasure.
If you guys would like, you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/precipicepodnet. You can go to the Facebook group or Facebook page, facebook.com/precipicepodcast. There was a Patreon, which got plugged earlier, and all of our lovely, wonderful, and beautiful sponsors. You guys can check those out in the show notes. Until next time, for DorkyRae, for Thrabalen of Thrabalen Gaming, this is Todd. You guys take it easy. Have a great day.
Yep.